is Johnny Wrestling, or Johnny Takeover, as my shirt says. And listen, I want you to just listen. Like, we're involved right now. It's crazy, it's loud, it's hectic. We're in New York City, but I want you to listen to No Holds Barred Network.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode number 28 of the All Elite Podcast, your Fyter Fest review right here live on the channel on youtube.com/NHBWR. We're also live on Periscope at All Elite Pod, and we're live on Twitch at All Elite Podcast on there. So wherever you're tuning in live, thank you for tuning in live. And if you're catching us on the replay, thank you for listening back to our official review of today's event of Fyter Fest. If you're new to the channel, I'm your host as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, always joined by my co-host, the executive vice president of Giggles, the heartbreak chick, Tiffany. What's going on, Tiff? Wow. That was a lot. That was a lot to take in.
That really was taken. Holy crap.
Yeah, like I had to sit there for at least 5 to 10 minutes to process all that from what I just watched. And for what we got for a free event and for other parts of the world who had to pay I think it was only $10, which I had to pay in $10. That was amazing for $10. Or if you got it for free, if anyone's complaining after this, you, again, like I said, I brought it up before, you really just take like no pride in anything in life. You just hate everything in life, and you should probably just stop watching wrestling in general, because this was a good event. This was great. These are initial reactions. Obviously, it's what comes off naturally in your, when you're reviewing something, and then you always have later thoughts down the road. It's like, oh yeah, maybe this match was actually, it was actually good. It was actually not bad, but I took a little bit just to process everything, and I didn't take any notes. I kind of wanted to kind of freelance this one, and I think it was all right to freelance it. There was nothing that happened too much. A couple of things that were that did happen that are going to carry on feuds within AEW that happened tonight. Other ones were just one-time things, which was really cool. But Fyter Fest, yeah, it was definitely a lot to take in tonight. That was a long event. Yeah, and you can tell even in the crowd by the end of it, it was so good and long-winded. There's a difference here, though, and I want to point this out. So I had a friend over, my buddy Phil, No Sell Phil. He comes over and watches all the wrestling events with me. He is now fully on the AEW train, by the way. He literally, I told him, I'm like, man, it's been a crazy event. I can't believe it's still going. He's like, why? What time is it? I'm like, it's like 11 o'clock. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's been like almost 4 hours. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, it doesn't even feel like 4 hours. And that's the difference, is when you're watching a WWE pay-per-view or, I can't say any other brand. It's literally just WWE. When you're watching a WWE pay-per-view and it's going on for like 18 hours long and you're just waiting for it to end, it's just time's almost in slow motion because of what you're watching is stale and it's boring. But if you're actually watching something, you're enjoying every minute of it, time just flies by. Like, time just literally flies by. And his reaction was priceless. I caught that. I'm like, oh my God. That's the one I know that this company is going to be special, when something like that, you witness something like that happen. And it was awesome. And it was a good event. I'll admit there was some stuff that, it wasn't perfect, but it was a good event. I enjoyed it.
It's funny because I was in like a group with a bunch of people that like WWE, and I kind of decided to leave the group. It wasn't like, an insult to anybody that I was mad or anything. I just felt like I really don't belong in this group anymore because I'm really not following WWE. My heart is for AEW, New Japan, indie stuff. So anyway, so messaging with one of the guys, and he was like, I don't blame you for like walking away with like WWE to watch this tonight. And
right.
I mean, I'm curious, guys. Like, I want to know. I mean, I put a tweet out, but did you like this better? than Double or Nothing? I need to know. Like, I don't even like. They were both solid pay-per-view.
Me personally, right now as it stands, I thought Double or Nothing was maybe a little better at this. There was a little bit of sloppiness tonight, I will admit, with some stuff.
Right.
I don't know. It's pretty close. I think Double or Nothing wins by has like a small edge, but I think that just goes to the fact that it was like the first pay-per-view and everyone was so hyped for it and so excited, right? And like this, we were going into this event like it wasn't an official 100% AEW calendar event. It was just a side wrestling show at a gaming convention run by AEW, and B, we knew what was, we knew kind of like already what to expect a little bit. Not a lot, but we knew some stuff to what to expect. So I think that's why Double or Nothing kind of has a little bit of a slight edge in probably a lot of people's minds, and myself included. Not taking anything away from Fyter Fest, it comes in a close second, like inches, close second for me personally. I don't know, Tiff, what do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Really don't know. It's just, I don't know. You're gonna have to ask me tomorrow because
Okay, I'll ask you tomorrow.
Still processing it.
And I'm gonna set my alarm and I'll ask you tomorrow. Ask Tiff.
Alexa, remind me to bother
Google, can you remind me tomorrow?
Oh, but anyway. Hey, let's say hi to our chat real quick. We got Cupid Girl, we got Bobby, we got David, we got Metal. What's going on, guys? How are you? Tweet us out. Let's get some more people in here.
But yes, this was an incredible event. I thought it was cool. It was good. I'm not saying this is a 5-star perfect event from start to finish, which we'll go over, and we'll go over some of the flaws. I thought that obviously with a new company like this, there's going to be some kinks to work out, and eventually they will. But so far, out of the 2 AEW events we got, like bravo, like very well done. They got me hooked more than ever. Especially like the ending match we got with Moxley and Janela, and like, holy crap, like I got shades. I don't know if anyone remembers of especially it was the thumbtacks and the barbed wire tables that got it for me. Shades of the Mick Foley Randy Orton match from Backlash 04, 05. They had a hardcore match, and it was, to date, that's probably the best hardcore match I've seen in WWE. I don't know if people are probably going to debate that. For myself, that's probably the best one. I believe it was Backlash 04. Mick Foley or Cactus Jack versus Randy Orton. If you guys haven't seen that, that's a really cool hardcore match, really awesome. I suggest anyone to go back and watch it. And I got those feels to it, but Janela and Moxley was definitely it definitely lived up, I guess, to what people thought was going to happen, especially when they first changed it this week to an unsanctioned match. We got a lot of craziness in it.
We like going right off the bat and talking about this match because
yeah, let's start off with this one. I'll start off hot. Let's start off hot here. And
damn. It's funny because I mean, I saw tweets that there was barbed wire under the ring, like before, like in the beginning, and I'm like, oh shit! Like, here we go.
Well, the chat's saying we need more thumbtacks and light tubes. You people are nuts. People are crazy.
It's funny because I'm not really into like too much blood. I don't really, but this was tamed. I've seen bad stuff in person with the skewers being into people.
We gotta admit, this was not a fully AEW run event, guys. This was also a gaming convention, so I think there were maybe some limitations of what they could use. They definitely went overboard than what I thought they could use. But as for like light tubes and stuff and more hardcore kind of things, I think we got enough, and I think it was good enough. But for Moxley and Janela, yeah, I thought it was a decent match. So unsanctioned. It was cool in the beginning with Roberts explaining how this is the end of AEW's official match card. The following match is not on, it's not part of AEW. It's unsanctioned. And he was like, as soon as the lights go out and they come back on, it's officially the end of this card. This match does not count towards the card. So I thought that was pretty cool the way he explained that, and they kind of made it feel like more. Kind of made you feel like more like invested into it, going, okay, this is good. Like, like Justin Roberts is explaining something here, how it's not just, the following contest is unsanctioned. That's it. It's like, like, oh, cool. So you got your boy Janela coming out first.
He is crazy.
He was fired up. he was fired up. Yeah.
So I guess this is kind of like the end of like Penelope Ford and him. Like she didn't come out this time, and I know.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on with that.
I talked about this. I think in our prediction show that she's been seen with Kip Sabian now. So I don't know since they're not dating anymore. So is that going to be a push thing? So it's kind of weird that like double.
He did look odd without a manager. He did look odd without Penelope by his side when he came out.
I mean, he's awesome. He doesn't need it. But, I mean, we're all used to it with him.
So we got the debut of Ambrose's theme. Now, the guy I was watching with, my buddy No Self Phil, he actually thought that they were going to use his indie theme, and what he used to use was the Dirty Deeds by AC/DC. Don't know if AEW even got the rights to that. So although I love the theme they have for him, if you guys, anyone noticed, his Titantron was the trailer that he first put on his Twitter account when he first became Jon Moxley. So that's basically his Titantron now. So that was pretty cool. But I love his theme song. I like it. It's a cool mix of like a hardcore version of his WWE theme. I thought it was really good. Like it's not the same style, but they kept with the guitar riffs and everything. I thought it was good. It suited him, that's for sure. And man, is Moxley over as hell. This guy is going to be one of the biggest stars in this company, 150%. This guy is going to be just as big as a Kenny Omega or Jericho in this company. It's insane. And for them to have that much faith and put him in the main event, he's going to be made into a huge star with this company. As for the match itself, it kind of started out a little bit slow, I thought. I was like, okay, are they going to pick it up a little bit? Like, we're expecting unsanctioned, and the beginning it was more a little bit of like antics than anything else, and then we got into some hardcore stuff, and from tables to I can't count how many tables they used tonight. I think there was more tables than super kicks.
Yes, there was. I know I put a tweet out about the super kick. So, but
there's tables, chairs, a barbed wire chair,
and the cardboard with the wire on it. Like, oh my god,
that was weird. Like a flimsy looking board with barbed wire. I was like, what?
I've seen, well, not with the barbed wire, but I've seen the cardboard, or I've seen people use doors. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but I've seen it here at local indie shows that they use like the cheap doors and they just go through the doors. So, hey, whatever.
It was weird. Kind of looked like they used Bristol board and just stuck thumbtacks, which we'll get into, but barbed wire on it. I don't know, it was interesting. But they used almost like the whole kit, everything but the kitchen sink tonight in that match, and it was nuts. And they went around the arena. I thought it was a really good type of unsanctioned match. It definitely lived up to the name unsanctioned. Like everything in this match was screamed hardcore, especially with that barbed wire chair. That was when I cringed when Moxley got hit in the back, like full on chair shot right to the back that kind of split open the bottom of his back. Oh, that was nuts. Oh yeah, someone brought up in the chat the prosthetic leg.
Oh my god!
I was pissing myself laughing. I was like, come on, no.
I mean, Janela's crazy. You give him stuff.
Someone give Lieutenant Dan back his leg.
That was awesome.
But I was dying. I was absolutely howling at this part. And then I saw someone tweet too. They said they're like, someone's passing a prosthetic leg through the crowd. What the hell is going on? And then she's like, all I could hear is someone say, "Pass him my leg."
Oh. That's terrible.
So this guy donated his leg for the match. So good for him. There's a quick spot. He tossed it back. It's not like he kept it.
They should sign it.
Well, I mean, he can just clip that footage and be like, yeah, that was my leg. No, it was an interesting match. Again, slow start. It finally got to a point where they're doing more hardcore stuff, and I wish the crowd was a little bit more into it. But I understand at that point when you had a full 3.5 hours of so much intense and crazy good matches, and you were so into it. By that point, you're gonna get naturally tired. But I think they did an okay job of giving these guys some love, especially the one part where they were like chanting "You sick fuck" to Jon Moxley. and he just turned around and took a bow. Like that gave me goosebumps. That was awesome.
God.
That was great.
That was great. I can't believe that Moxley took off Janela's boot and his socks. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, okay, yeah. When they took the thumbtacks out, I'm like, okay, here we go. What's gonna happen here? And then that was different. That was interesting. That he just takes off both his shoes and his socks. I'm like, oh no.
Crazy.
And the craziness was that there was like at least 3 or 4 spots done on the thumbtacks. It's not just one spot and done. Like they went. These guys are nuts. They went 2 or 3 spots onto the thumbtacks. Even the final shot where Moxley pulls out more thumbtacks and gives the double arm DDT. He actually got more. I think Moxley got more of the thumbtacks impact in that case than Janela did. Janela got mostly his head, but Moxley landed on his back and his butt, like mostly through all those thumbtacks right at the end. So you could see the agony on his face even when he did that was insane.
I give a lot of credit to these guys to put their bodies through this stuff. Like that is crazy.
And then obviously with Omega coming and giving payback to Moxley after the match, after what happened at Double or Nothing, I was hoping for something like that, and definitely Omega made a statement for their upcoming match at All Out come the end of August with these two going at it, which is, I'm intrigued here. So there's a lot of beef. There's a lot of bad blood between these two. Are these guys gonna have a normal match? After this, I really don't think their match at All Out is gonna be one-on-one basic match. I think we're getting a stipulation. Maybe we'll get the first cage match in AEW. Maybe we'll get some sort of hardcore match or something. I don't see this being a regular match, so I'm going to be interested to see how and when they add a stipulation to that match for All Out. But just building and building towards that match. I'm excited.
Steve said, can we talk about his finisher? It went from Dirty Deeds to Death Rider. Now it's the paradigm shift.
I think it was a paradigm shift because of what was said during Double or Nothing. And his little promo he had after in the back dressing room, so I like it. Jim Cornette.
I know.
Don't get me started on Jim Cornette.
Beat that one out, so that's why I'm
so. And then I love the end of it when he got Dirty Deeds into the Kenny Omega used the paradigm shift. On Moxley into the trash can to end the pay-per-view, and then the camera just shows Moxley on the ground smiling and laughing, and I'm like, oh, perfect way to end the pay-per-view. Perfect. So we both got that one right, by the way. We both picked Mox.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, that was let's talk about like the guitar Kenny Omega.
A real guitar, by the way, not one of those fake ass guitars. Not those cheap little thin wood guitars. This is a real guitar.
Go to like Sam Ash or something like that, but is that even around still? I don't even know.
How dare they use Blink 182's guitar?
Oh God, Brandon Cutler sighting. Okay, like I was marking out. We need more Brandon Cutler. Did you see Brandon? I'm sure it's gonna be on Being the Elite this week. Did you? I don't know if you caught it, but I caught it when Kenny Omega was like, I think it was by the drum set, and then you saw Brandon Cutler in the side with the camera taking video, so he's gonna be. There's gonna be clips from Being the Elite this week.
He was actually wearing a Captain Falcon gear this weekend at that gaming convention. It was sweet. I commented on it. I was like, man, that was my favorite character to use in Super Smash Bros. That just makes me, my love for like Brandon Cutler just grows every damn week, man. This guy is probably gonna be one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, you are Brandon. You are on our podcast for an interview, so you are my favorites.
I can't wait to meet him at All Out. Like I'm ready. Like that's probably gonna be my first like meet and greet. Like it has to be Brandon Cutler. So hopefully you'll remember me.
Another match we can talk about is actually we'll go into Darby and Cody Rhodes first.
All right, we're going all over the place.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, we could just say, we start with talking about the main event. Let's just go from the beginning of the show. Maybe we'll end with the Lucha Brothers or maybe we'll end with Darby and Cody Rhodes. Something big happened during that. We'll start with the pre-show, and we actually open up with Best Friends against SCU against Private Party. Tiff, very familiar with Private Party from the House of Glory around where she lives. Definitely got the big showcase out of this match. I think with being assignees of AEW in the tag team division. And then we facing off against SCU and the Best Friends. I thought it was a good match, a good way to open the contest. This was actually a really good tag team match. And we know, as we said before on the show, and as a lot of people out there know, that the main focus of AEW is going to be the tag team division. That's going to be what they're known for. So I thought we saw a really good tag team match for sure.
It's funny because as this was happening, I was like, can you? This is tag team wrestling. This is what I want to see. I was excited during this whole match, and I was like, just think of the possibilities of what we're gonna see in the future. And I was like, okay, give me Young Bucks and give me Private Party right now. And within, I swear, Kyle, within a few minutes, House of Glory announced their Young Bucks versus Private Party on August 9th.
Oh yeah,
So
I did see that. Yeah.
I got tickets for that, so I will be there. I'll probably be periscoping for you guys. I'm stoked. So, but even to see it on AEW, I'm sure eventually we're gonna get that. But the possibilities of the matches we're gonna see with tag team wrestling, I'm excited.
So this one was for a chance to get a first round bye into the tag team tournament that they're going to be doing to crown the first ever tag team champions. Man, SCU is such a tweener team. I love them. They come out to like big cheers, get into the match, and they're getting booed instantly. They're the heel team to work the match. I love it. I love those guys. Even the Best Friends. They fucked up the camera spot. Best Friends went for the hug. Camera guy.
Oh God! Don't even get me started with the freaking camera.
Yeah, Tiff, camera guy number, what was it, number 8?
Camera guy number 8. I'm gonna hit you. Okay.
Didn't do the Okada zoom for the hug. And it was too late. He kind of started and kind of briefly did it after they were done. I'm like, oh, can't do that. Come on, guy. Come on. How dare you?
So for the joke that you guys know why we're saying cameraman number 8 was because I messaged one of my best friends and I was like, what is with the camera guy? He goes, what? Cameraman number 8? So I was like, oh God. It was like random as hell. So that's our joke. But
so camera guy number 8. You know how we do on this podcast. You know how we do on this podcast. You know what you get?
Wait, I just realized something.
Shame. Camera guy number 8. Shame on you.
There was a tweet that went out like days ago that they said Chris Jericho was supposed to appear at this.
It's Fight for the Fallen, actually, not Fyter Fest.
Okay.
Yes. Tiffany. Shame. Shame.
I need to go to bed.
You need to read the tweets.
What's going on, Josh? Welcome. We got D-Boy in the chat. And Steven, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us.
Anyways, like I said before, this was definitely a private party showcase. I think they did a really good job showcasing these guys. A lot of people knew about the Best Friends in SCU. Obviously, private party come from House of Glory. Only the people that followed that would know about them. And I think they did a really good job showcasing them and putting them over in this match. But as my picks go, I picked the Super Best Friends. I call them the Super Best Friends. They're called the Best Friends, but I call them Super. And Tiff picked SCU when we all know what happened here, and the Best Friends come out on top, which I'm actually shocked to as well because I didn't pick them, but in our predictions, I said I wouldn't be surprised if Private Party would win because it's something they could have done to help them advance in that tournament. But I'm excited for them, excited for the future of AEW with these tag team divisions, and good for the Best Friends. And wasn't the end of it because at the end we had the Dark Order
with the Creepers.
The Creepers with the Creepers that love Tiffany, but they love the Best Friends.
We got something for the Creepers.
Yes.
I showcased this on Anthony's channel.
Well, we might as well listening on the go, then you're missing out. You have to check it on YouTube. We have the official Creeper spray.
Creeper be gone.
Creeper be gone.
Friendly, glittery spray.
All you do is you spray it once. Creepers are gone.
And they're gone.
It's like Windex. You spray once, smudge is gone.
So yeah, Creeper be gone.
Yes, Creeper be gone. In stores soon, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yes. So Best Friends win. I get the point there. That's okay. But it was a good opening contest. I like it. Then we had a third pre-show match, which this one's weird because I thought it was supposed to be Kylie. Weren't we under the impression it was supposed to be Kylie Ray?
No, it's funny because when I had looked it up because it was just easier for me to print like the Wikipedia matches. So
Wikipedia? Where's that?
Oh, I said Wikipedia. So
Wikipedia.
I printed
Wiki.
it so easier. Okay, Wiki. Okay, Wiki. Like a quickie or whatever, but yeah, so Wiki. So I like printed the sheet up so I can just like highlight and make notes for our prediction show, and it was on the list, and it was funny because I had saw it on Twitter.
Those damn Wiki editors, man, fooling you.
Unless like they
shame
changed
on them. Shame on them.
Unless that was the original plan and then they changed it last minute or something.
So we got Ali Impact or just Ali. She's still Ali Impact on Twitter. Versus the Librarian. Did a whole Librarian skit, which didn't go so well with the crowd. Me, it kind of was. I wasn't really feeling it either. I was kind of with the crowd there. They did the whole thing with the mannequins too. They had like actually I've missed that. They had like a promo with Kenny backstage saying that they couldn't afford all they had these beautiful ladies in bikinis out front on the set and they couldn't afford. They could only afford half of them, so they took 2 away and they put like the mannequins out and. I think it was Peter Avalon that knocked one of the heads off.
Well, you saw the one model like laughing.
Yeah. I don't know. It was weird, the whole Librarian thing. I don't know. It wasn't taken well by the audience, I don't think. And I thought it was kind of awkward. I don't know. I really wasn't feeling it. I was like, okay. I don't know. It was weird. And thank God I was in the pre-show. That's all I got to say. I don't know. It was just, I wasn't feeling it at the time. I don't know. It was just me. But we had a match between Leva Bates and Ali. I thought it was decent.
Really?
It was okay.
I don't know. This wasn't like my favorite match. Obviously, I think Leva Bates needs work, but we're growing, new talent, I guess. So you got to look at it like that. So you got to start somewhere. I don't think she's the best, but I think she can definitely grow to be better.
Allie's better than this. I've seen her better on Impact, and I've seen her I remember back when she was Cherry Bomb back in the day, and I remember I watched her an event here, a House of Hardcore that was here in my city, and she was there with her boy Braxton Sutter, or his name was Pepper Parks at the time. She was better than that. I don't know. That was an interesting match. I don't know what was going on there, but
Leva was hesitating like a lot during moves.
We're not giving anyone the point there, so Allie won. Yay, looking strong for her match with Brandi at Fight for the Fallen, so that'll be interesting.
I really thought that Brandi was gonna like interfere in this match, so I'm kind of glad she didn't. But I really thought that was going to happen with this match.
So yeah, the women out front in the bikinis didn't stay long. I even tweeted, I'm like, are these girls gonna stay there like all show? Like that'd be a tough job. Stay there all show. It's a tough job, that's for sure.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Wait, so what did you think about when Peter Avalon like came up on the ring and then he threw the book at Leva, and then Leva? Wait, what happened? Like now, I'm like, let me get my notes here. Because...
Nah, you don't need your notes for that. It wasn't important.
All right, go.
We'll move on. Because this was even better.
Okay.
Nakazawa versus Jabali, and interesting here. I don't know if anyone caught it. I tweeted because I caught it right away. Was Jabali wearing his shirt on purpose?
Oh, yeah.
This was literally the same design as Seth Rollins' t-shirt, who's come out lately and criticized, well, not really criticized, but kind of pumped the tires of WWE, saying it's the best wrestling on the planet. I don't know if this was something that had to do with that. I don't know if Jabali just loved the t-shirt design, decided to do himself one. I don't know what was going on with that. I'm just speculating here. I'm not, trying to say that he was throwing shots. But if he was, I wouldn't have blamed him for doing something like that. Anyways, him and Nakazawa. We were wondering how much of a hardcore match this is going to be. A prediction that we made that partially came true. There was video game weapons used in this match.
I died with the controller that Michael Nakazawa wrapped it around.
Oh, that was a GameCube controller. Yes.
Yeah, and then he pretended to start playing it. I was like, wow.
What about the part where the referee was even slipping on the oil and then... This was a funny match. This was a very entertaining match. This was funny. God is Jabali not a wrestler of any kind. You could honestly tell he was the worst at selling, but again, this was like the comedic relief for the night, entertainment factor, and it did what it needed to do. It was more hardcore than I thought it was going to be, and Nakazawa ends up pulling the victory here, and we both picked Nakazawa.
Hey.
So yeah, interesting pre-show. And
did on the Moxley promo.
Yes, that was cool. I like that.
Oh wait, we skipped the part about the documentary in the pre-show with Matt and Nick Jackson.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
that was well done. That was well done.
I like that.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, and about the outfits and Kenny's low budget stuff. Like that was just, it was funny. I like that. And it played into the 6-man tag match, which we'll get into later. We opened up Fyter Fest with Shima against Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels from SCU and Shima from OWE with the Strong Hearts. This is a good match, man. This is a very, very good match. I don't know if anyone missed that, and if you did, you will have to go back and watch it. I highly suggest you watch this match. It's a good opening contest.
They've been friends for 20 years.
Like you could tell the chemistry was there.
Yeah, and I like the respect that they have for each other in the beginning.
So I thought it was a decent match, and nothing really much else to say about it. Christopher Daniels actually ended up getting the victory with the Angel's Wings, and he ends up picking the victory. We both picked Shima because we thought maybe Shima would go over here. But SCU at least getting one victory tonight with Christopher Daniels winning against Shima. So don't know if this is going to continue on with the Strong Hearts and SCU, but I'm not sure what else to say about this match. It was good, and it was a good opening contest to get you fired up for the pay-per-view, and I was pretty fired up after this. We'll talk about next. Pretty sure it was the triple threat women's match between.
No, wait a minute.
What?
You're wrong. Shima won this match.
Did I write that down wrong?
Yes, you did. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh,
I'm
God.
like what?
I'm sorry. I swear to God, I thought I wrote down.
No. I'm like, wait a minute. Like you need a cup of coffee. Seriously.
Oh, man.
Shima won this match, okay? And then they shook at the end.
I did write that down wrong.
What did you watch?
How did I write this wrong? Are you sure?
Yes. What?
I think I was just writing the notes quickly before the show because I really wanted to get live. It's just slipped my mind. Oops.
Oh my God, Kyle.
Oh well.
Terrible.
That's not bad. Let me just check Wikipedia first and see if I'm right or not.
Everybody in the chat saying it too. So
Okay.
come on, Kyle.
I had to check Wikipedia for it.
A New York accent that he just rips on. Like seriously. So shame.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you. I was like, what?
Oh
like,
man,
what
I can't believe I missed that.
Oh, God.
Hey, that's what happens when you want to come live really quick. That's what happens. All right, so Shima won. I wrote that down wrong. Oh my God. Anyways, we'll move on. To that triple threat women's match, like I was saying, between Riho, Yuka Sakazaki, Nyla Rose. We didn't really predict it. We kind of thought that maybe there would be another woman added to this match because of the last pay-per-view event.
No, you thought that. I didn't think that. I didn't think that because I thought that we were going to get Kylie Ray and Aliva Bates. So I said that they weren't going to add anybody else to this match because of that match. By the way, Nyla Rose's sparkly outfit.
That was a crazy outfit. I loved her mask when she came out. That was nuts. She looked like a beast. And then Riho came out, kind of looked the same as Double or Nothing. Same with Yuka Sakazaki. Literally wore the exact same outfit. Her in those Aladdin-like pants. It's a cool match. I was entertained by this match. I was on board with it. I was excited throughout. I loved the whole dynamic of them working together to try to take down Nyla. There was a lot of cool and hilarious spots. There's a lot of awesome wrestling in it as well. Especially when they finally took Nyla Rose down. They got to see Yuka and Riho go at it fully, and then it was winding down. I'm like, okay, the finish, I know what's coming, and in my head I'm just like, okay, what's gonna be the Nyla Rose spot that's gonna win the match? And I honestly thought was what someone just said in the chat, the giant when she leaped off the top rope and kneed, I think it was Riho in the face. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's it. End of match. Like, I'd be okay with ending the match right now. And I'm pretty sure she kicked out. And I was like, what do they have to do in this match to get to knock down Nyla Rose for the count? And it took a reverse roll up for it to happen. And Riho, literally out of nowhere, picks up the victory. And I'm like, oh shit, like really?
Yeah, none of us expect. That's what makes me so excited with all this. The stuff that we predict really isn't.
Yeah, because I picked Nyla Rose and you picked Yuka. Like, none of us thought Riho was coming up to victory.
Get that one.
And what's hilarious here is I tweeted at the beginning of this match, I'm like, if Riho wins, will it be the biggest upset in history? And I'm like, oh my god, it actually is a big upset. This was awesome. This is really cool. And the look on Nyla's face, she was sour. Damn. She was sourpuss about this. She was not happy. And then she went after them after. And then there was something happened. So I was looking down at my phone while this was happening. I didn't get to see what happened. Something happened that left Yuka sad. I don't know if you caught it or not. I just looked up and then Yuka had like the most sad face on her face while she's walking out of the ring.
No friends because Ryu didn't want anything to do with it. So it's true. You got to worry about yourself because you don't know who's coming at you. But Darrell said in the chat, the Swanton was crazy. And then also that double, what was it? Damn, I have it here, right? Apple clutch. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, those two are like this small.
I know. That's why I'm like, holy shit. Like,
but that's, like, to me, I think that was pretty easy for like Nyla Rose to do, though. That's like if these two girls were like the size of Nyla Rose and she did it on them, I would be like impressed.
I know.
But that was just, especially the one. Riho is like a twig.
That's what made it like more exciting. I feel.
So this was a good match. I liked it. I was intrigued how this was gonna play out. It was definitely random, but I thought it was good. That was good. But Riho picking up the surprise victory here. We'll move on. We only got two other matches to talk about. We'll talk about your boy. We'll do the Lucha Bros actually. Lucha Bros versus the Elite, and it's the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. I loved the Lucha Bros gear. I thought it was pretty cool and gangster. I think that was really cool. And Laredo Kid, again, it was more to show what Laredo Kid was. I think a lot of people knew about. A lot of people that follow the Lucha Libre and all that stuff would know about Laredo Kid, but there's a lot of people there who are like, okay, who is this guy? Who's this Rey Mysterio looking guy? Looks exactly like them. Like, what's he all about? And we definitely got that in this match. As for the entrances, still awesome entrances by the Elite. So there was like the Being the Elite theme started, and I was wondering what was going on. Then it went dark, and then the lights came back on, and the Young Bucks were in Street Fighter gear. So done by Brandon's wife, by the way.
Yes, Denise Cup.
Denise, awesome work with those. Those were sick. Those were awesome attires. And then they made fun. This is not a shot at WWE. They made fun of something that's happened on WWE television. I was wondering what the hell was going on. I thought it was real. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? A fan just jumped, really? And some guy just ran up and like did the whole Batista thing. If anyone remembers, it was way back in the day. Batista was in the locker room. It was like one of those scenes where they pan to a wrestler in the locker room before they go to commercial break. And they're panning to Batista, and he's in the locker room. And then some fan literally jumped in front of the camera and started doing his entrance. And I just remember him running into security chasing after him. That was real. That was something really that happened. And they kind of made fun of it. The lights go out. And the lights came back on. Kenny, who's completely changed. There's something, and I forgot to catch it and forgot to look on Twitter for it. There was something about Kenny's entrance that was symbolic, especially with the logo on his back and the his hair changing color. If anyone in the chat knows, let us know. I remember that in the commentators were talking about it. There was something symbolic about his whole entrance. And then I love his new theme song, by the way. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. But Kenny came out and it basically got that fan was just lied flat on the floor.
But he was Akuma. Is that what was it? That the name for Kenny Omega? Is that the character?
I believe so. Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, he looked cool too. So this match.
Oh my God! When they announced round one, fight.
Yeah, they made Justin Roberts do the whole Street Fighter announcement. Round one, fight, and then the counters. Let's not everyone forget that it's only a one fall victory. There's not multiple rounds. Anyways,
This was such a fast-paced match.
it was again and Tiffany messaged me right. She's like, "This is so fast-paced, I can't keep up." And I'm like, "It is really fast-paced." I was trying to pay attention. I didn't message her back. 'Cause I'm like, I don't want to look down. Like I kind of want to stay looking at the screen. Because if you blink, you miss something in this match.
Yeah.
The only criticism I have for this, I understand where people were coming from, where it was a little bit of a spot fest, little bit, because there's a lot of stuff where it looked like it was too much. They kind of could have slowed down a bit. Maybe it was too fast at times, and it kind of made some of the moves look a little bit sloppy. And you know what I mean? Like you can have a spot fest type of match like that and have a good tag team match, which this was an incredible tag team match. I feel like sometimes you can't just go overboard too much. You kind of need to slow it down the pace a little bit.
I mean, I liked it. I don't know.
It was a lot. Like there was a lot to take in that match. Like it was.
I couldn't even count the super kicks. I just couldn't, because like I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this a thing every time we do like a pay-per-view. I need to count the super kicks, and I was like, just
there's
so crazy.
no way you're gonna count it. There's too many in this match.
I wanted it to be a thing for all elite podcasts, and it's just too damn fast. So I didn't count.
Start slowing down. Start remembering how to slow down replays. No, like I mean, like going back on footage. Like you're gonna have to like go back.
No, let me know.
I don't trust people.
Oh yes, I was gonna bring that up when Penta threw Phoenix over the corner into Nick. That was absolutely.
That was nuts. I'm like, oh my god, Phoenix is going to the crowd. This is just like House of Glory. I'm like, his feet are gonna land the barrier. Something's gonna happen here.
It's like someone's gonna die.
Oh, it was nuts. It was nuts. But I mean, to me, there was I'm not criticizing the match. The match was incredible. It's probably the best match of the night, and I love these two teams. These two teams are like even the elite. They are the elite like tag team. And not taking out anything away from the Lucha Brothers. I love them too. Like this was an incredible match. I just feel like sometimes it could go a little bit too overboard and feel a little bit too spot festish. If that makes any sense. They could tone down just a little bit.
It was good though.
It was good. And we actually both picked the Lucha Brothers in this match. And shockingly, they didn't win. I was actually surprised. I thought for sure they would win. I'm shocked they didn't bring their AAA belts with them. I thought they would try to bring those and kind of shove it in the Young Bucks' face, saying, "Hey, look, we won our titles back."
I still feel like that's gonna happen here in Madison Square Garden, that the Young Bucks are gonna face them here. I don't know why. I thought
they would win, but it was I thought it was a really cool ending. There's crazy amount of near falls and a lot of stuff happening, especially right at the end. I mean, you couldn't blink. If you blinked near the end, you would miss something. Kenny ends up pulling off the one-winged angel onto Laredo Kid and ends up picking up the victory for the Elite.
I did not expect that.
No, I was interested. I was intrigued of how this match was going to end. Couldn't have predicted that, I don't think. But we both picked the Lucha Brothers, so we were both wrong on that one. But I'm kind of agreeing with you what's going on in Madison Square Garden. You think what you're predicting is going to happen?
Yeah, because I think that's what's going to draw people to come in, because like I said before, that I think a lot of people do not know AAA. Right. So I think a good way to attract fans is to bring like a known name. So the Young Bucks versus them would be great. Like maybe they come in all cocky, like, well, we beat you in Mexico. You know, we're going to beat you in New York now. So
this was match of the night, 100%. I enjoyed this match throughout. It was really good. Again, I still have my critiques about it, but other than that, really, really good match. Awesome. This is what we're gonna get through tag team wrestling in AEW. Like, bring it on. Just keep on bringing it. Keep on bringing it. And I'm excited now for Fight for the Fallen. We're having the Young Bucks against Cody and Dustin. I'm intrigued to see how that tag team match goes on.
We didn't speak about Cody. And
no, I was just gonna say. Speaking of that was last match that we have to talk about.
No, there's matches.
Who?
MJF. Hangman Page.
Oh, I skipped over that because I went right to the women's match here. So we'll talk about that before. I'll leave Cody and Darby for the end. So we'll talk about the Fatal 4-Way match. Hangman Page, MJF, Jimmy Havoc, and
Jimmy.
Excuse me. Throat's drying up. So yeah, Havoc, Hangman, Jungleboy, and MJF. I tweeted this out yesterday because I was watching the Breakfast Club, awesome movie, awesome classic movie, and I know it was right in the beginning when, what's her name? The girl was in the car with her dad, And it's very quick scene. It's like 30 seconds long. And then I'm like, what? Where have I seen this scarf he's wearing before? I'm like, okay, so they're portrayed as the rich family. I'm like, oh my God, that's a Burberry scarf. Oh my God, that's MJF's scarf. I'm like, oh my God, it's from the movie. It's literally the identical scarf that he's wearing. I don't know if MJF is a fan of the Breakfast Club and knew that or something, but I pointed out and I tweeted out anyways. MJF, money. This guy's so money. Oh my God. He is honestly one of the greatest heels out there right now. I'm so glad he's with AEW. This guy's going to be a prime heel for AEW. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait.
I love what he said. I used to love video games, and then I lost my virginity.
God, his whole promo at the beginning was amazing on the crowd. He got so much heat, and the right kind of heat, not go away heat, real heel heat, and that's why this guy is money, and he's so good at what he does. This guy lives his character throughout, even when he's not in a wrestling ring. This guy lives his character throughout. It's awesome. Even on Twitter, when you meet him in person, he's just MJF. He's that type of guy. So we had a Fatal 4-Way match with Jimmy Havoc, Hangman Page, and Jungle Boy with him. This was cool. It was an interesting Fatal 4-Way match. It wasn't exciting. It was good. I expected a little bit more out of Jimmy Havoc a little bit. I don't think he got necessarily too much of a showing in his match. He kind of was like the hidden piece, like, and especially for making Hangman Page win here, he didn't really look strong at all. Like, he didn't. The person that looked strong throughout this match was either MJF or Jungle Boy.
Yeah, they showcased Jungle Boy a lot. And I like that Luchasaurus was out in the back, outside of the ring, and Hikago was a little bit.
And I understand that, like, they had to pick. I know why they pick Hangman Page after this, because of his, he has to look strong going from now on into his match with Jericho for the title. But if you're going to have to make him look strong throughout the match. He kind of was a ghost factor for most of it. Like, him and Havoc were the least showcased in this entire match. And at one point I'm like, okay, it's either going to be MJF or Jungle Boy now. It's going to be one of these guys to win the match. And as closer we got to the end, I thought it was going to be Jungle Boy. And they ended up picking Hangman Page to go over here and hit his finisher, and he hit it on Jimmy Havoc, I believe, that ate the pin. So it is what it is. You did pick Hangman.
I did pick Hangman. I did not know, and this was, I was talking about this in Discord, that I guess this was just brought up today, like during Fyter Fest, is that whoever won this match was going to face one of my list of husbands, Kip Sabian. I was wondering
why he was at ringside.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay. I was like, was this announced anywhere? Like, I didn't see this.
So Hangman Page versus Kip Sabian at Fight for the Fallen? Ooh. Damn. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Again, like I said, Jimmy Havoc really didn't have too much of a showing here. I thought we were getting a lot more out of him.
Yeah, we need more like one-on-one with some of these guys. You're not gonna see that really 4-way. There's only like so much you can.
But I'm glad Jungle Boy seemed like he was one of the favorites out of this match as well. He was definitely the fan favorite, and he's very over. I think him and Luchasaurus are going to be a very, very popular team once the TV show gets going. These guys are a really good team together, and so the Jungle Boy looked really impressive. There's a lot of spots too that he pulled off where I'm like, oh, okay, cool, okay, Jungle Boy, I see ya. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen him numerous times here in New York, and like I was excited. So we have a question in chat. You think if Paige wins the title at All Out, Pac shows up?
I have a kind of a side prediction for that. I think Jericho is actually most likely going to win, and this is only if he's going to be there and do something and be with AEW. I think that's the spot where the lights go out. Something happens, if there's a song or something, the lights come back on or something like that. CM Punk comes up and shows up in front of Jericho, and then starts a feud with Jericho for the title or something. If not, then yeah, I could see Pac maybe showing up at All Out if his visa stuff clears by then. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Like considered on like the roster, I think.
Yeah, I mean there was some beef between AEW and Pac, so that's why they did that whole thing at that event, and they didn't have it at Double or Nothing. So who knows? We'll see. That's a good prediction though.
Yeah, Jungleboy had a great dive spot off the corner. There was a lot of good spots in this match. Like that Tower of Doom spot was just crazy, and then MJF got like hit from it like a little bit that he was in like in the side like hiding or whatever. But I like, I don't know if you noticed this, but like MJF kind of like botched at one point, but he like, he recovered so quick from it that he gave like the finger. Like,
oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
He was like, yeah, he did a little botch, so I caught that. But yeah, so yeah, great match. So.
Well, I think someone did ask in chat, did we talk about Mox and Janelle? Yeah, that was the first match we actually talked about, so you have to rewind and listen to us talk about it. Because my voice is already going out. We're gonna talk about Darby and Cody Rhodes.
Darby.
Again, another guy Tiff knew from the Indies a lot before this. The whole story about Darby, I was a little bit fresh to Darby, and just from watching his little promo video they did on the road, it was believe the road to Fyter Fest, and I went and checked out some highlights from his matches before. He's insane. Guy is very quick. He's agile. He's all over the place type of style wrestler, and it was interesting. I did agree with the guy I was watching the event with today, and how it was different. It was an interesting dynamic with these two going at it. Tiff did point out too that like it was different him going up against Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes likes to slow the pace down. Darby's an all over the place, like instant fire type of match.
Yeah, it started off like really slow.
Well, what about the entrance? What was Darby carrying on his way to the ring? He's wearing a freaking body bag. A body bag with Cody spray painted on it with a 1-1 record, saying that he was going to give Cody his first loss in AEW.
I've seen him do that like here, like before the body bag or whatever, and he is the Northeast wrestling champion right now. So I'm looking forward to see him in August.
And no crazy entrance by Cody, nothing, just a normal entrance with his Throne Breaker T-shirt, which is really cool. Damn, Brandi though.
Hot. Hot. I think it's so cute how like like she'll kiss Cody like very like like a tat. It's just so cute. It's that's much. I just think it's really cute.
This is a good match, although I know the dynamic was different. It was tough because Darby wanted to be all over the place. Cody was slowing down the match. This was a very interesting type of match. I think Darby, he got a showcase. I think maybe we could have gotten a little bit more out of him. I think we definitely haven't seen the last of Darby. I think there's a lot more that he can show, maybe with a type of person that he can work with in the ring better, a guy that's just as fast as he is. I think we're going to get a really cool match. So that depending on who he's going to face at the next event, if he's going to have a surprise match at Fight for the Fallen, or if he's going to get his next match won't be till All Out. I'm hoping that we see a lot more at Darby. I know they're high on him, especially to have a match with Cody Rhodes at the second event ever. I think that says a lot in how much they believe in this guy and how much they want to invest in him. So I like that.
I think the chemistry in the ring wasn't, I guess me personally, because like I'm a fan, big fan. So I felt like the chemistry wasn't there. Don't get mad at me. It's just my opinion, guys. Like you could believe whatever you want. So I'm probably going to get hate for this. But I mean,
should I get the bell ready?
What?
Should I get the bell ready?
Why? Because just my opinion.
I'm joking.
What I feel.
I was joking.
Like that. I just feel like I don't know. Like I felt it was lacking something because again, like you said, like Darby's more like air flying, like he's very fast paced. But I agree with Kyle that this was, huge for him to be first match in AEW against Cody Rhodes. So, but yeah, that fall oh my God, from the turnbuckle, like when he went. And his back, like
the suicide. I don't know what you call it. The coffin dive. Like, what do you call that thing?
Oh my God! Like,
yeah. My buddy was cringing on the couch. He got up and did one of those, cat cringes. Or like, like he did one of those. Like it was nuts.
But what about even like Cody putting Darby in the freaking bag and zipping it up?
Give him a disaster kick.
Like what? And then he like unzips it and he comes out.
Yeah, the commentator's like, I don't know if you can tell if his shoulders are down or not. It was nuts. I think it was crazy. I think it just shows how crazy Darby can be and how much he could take in the ring. And I think there's a lot more we can see out of him. So I'm intrigued to see how he matches up against someone at his own speed. So
if you guys want to see a good match with Darby, have to go watch Jon Moxley versus Darby. at the Northeast Wrestling. It was it's on YouTube. So just Google, just go on YouTube and type it in.
YouTube and Google in the search bar.
The search bar. Shut up. I go look at this match, and even Moxley put him over. Moxley was like, I didn't know who this guy was, and I have major respect for him. So Moxley put him completely over. And even Darby, he had his hand, like Moxley tied his hands behind his back, and he was doing crazy moves. He went through, like spears through the ropes and stuff. This was a really good match. So, I really don't think this match was as good. Are you putting your hands up making fun of me, you schmuck? I can't help it. I'm Italian. What do you want? So
I didn't say anything. What? I really didn't say anything. I was literally looking at the chat.
I saw okay.
I was reading the chat.
Anyway, I saw your hands going into the playback. Anyway, so but that's definitely a good match, and I just feel like tonight's match wasn't as good as that kind of match. So, but I'm excited to see his future in AEW.
Should be good. So out of our picks tonight, we tied again. It's going to be interesting to see who pulls away first. It might be a year of ties, but both went 4 for 8 tonight.
Wait, we didn't talk about Sean Spears.
Yes, forgot about that. And I don't know how I can forget about that. So
it's your boy. It's your boy. How
so out of nowhere, Sean Spears appears in the ring, and okay, so this is a controversial point of the night. He shows up with a steel chair and gives Cody Rhodes a unprotected steel chair shot to the head. This is very controversial because this is not something that you see in wrestling a lot nowadays. Usually it's a protected chair shot of some kind. This is a straight, no hands up, Cody Rhodes taking it full on. And there's controversy on Twitter. I've seen it back and forth. People saying he bladed. Some people saying he didn't blade. That's the edge of the chair that caught him. Blading or edge of the chair catching him is another thing. I really wouldn't. I want to see. I want to see some hardcore stuff. Like the hardcore fan of me, the Attitude Era loving fan of me wants to see stuff like that. I do agree with the people that I'm on the fence. Like I agree with the people that think that unprotected chair shots should stay away from wrestling. Right, the CTE stuff and all that stuff. It's not a good look. If you want to do chair shots or any kind of shots to the head, I'm all for it. But be in a protective way. This was probably something that they shouldn't have done. It received a little bit of flack, but putting that aside, if we talk about story-wise, this was insane. If you guys don't remember, you didn't catch it, I knew right away why Sean Spears was there. I'm like, I knew it because when I first heard it and caught it on the road to Fyter Fest, I'm like, okay, something's gonna happen with this. I knew right away something's gonna happen with this. So if you guys remember when they did the whole Sean Spears is elite promo thing, at the end of it showed Cody and sorry, I'm coughing already. It shows Cody in the boardroom with I always forget his name. Who's guy eats apple all the time? Alex. And Cody's like, oh yeah, he can be good. He can be, he can be like a backstage guy or a coach or even a trainer. Like not believing in him at all. Like he's thinking he's too old or he's not good enough to be a wrestler anymore. No, maybe he'll just be a backstage guy in AEW. So basically, showing that he doesn't really believe he's good to come to AEW, but not believe that he could be a good wrestler. And Sean Spears even tweeted this clip out. Right after this happened, and as a response to why he gave that chair shot. And I'm assuming a huge heel turn for Sean Spears. Good, because I loved when he was Ty Dillinger, and when he first started out in NXT with the whole Perfect 10 gimmick, he was actually a heel. And I remember watching his promos at live events, and they were incredible. I love the way he came off as a heel, so he can be a heel. So I'm excited for this. They released his t-shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees. I'm going to have to buy that now.
Get it.
Anyways, craziness. I don't know where how this is gonna affect anything. We found out that later that Cody is not concussed. He did receive 12 staples. It was a really bad gash. Like this was really bad. I don't know how this is gonna play out and where it's going to play out. That's so cool. All out. I'm assuming Sean Spears versus Cody Rhodes.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
We gotta start building All Out. All Out's 2 months away.
Yep. So that's interesting. That's crazy. Again, if you're doing stuff with Cody Rhodes, you know they have faith in this guy. Is one of the leading guys behind the scenes. He's going to be one of the leading guys in the company. If you're doing stuff with Cody Rhodes like Darby just did tonight, and that they did the spot with Shawn Spears, you know that they have faith in you. And I'm glad that Shawn Spears is going to have his time to shine. I know, and I'm sure he knows that, you know, he's been around. He's not going to get any. They're going to try to do a lot more stuff with the young guys. But I'm excited for this. I'm very excited, and especially because it's Shawn Spears, because the guy's from my hometown. So, and I followed this guy his whole entire life. So,
I like how they're not even on TV yet, and they're already building stories. You're building the stories, and we have a pay-per-view in what, 2 weeks now?
Yep.
13th.
Yep. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Well,
so,
3 weeks technically. I think one. So from today, 2 weeks from today. Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, it's so quick, and then the next one after that's going to be All Out. So
that'd be a good match. Cody Rhodes versus Shawn Spears.
What's happening?
I'm excited. So, 4 for 8, each of us tonight, tied.
Wow. We'll just
update the graphics for the next show. But, yeah.
Let know, guys, what you think of it.
Mm-hmm. So, forgot to do this in the beginning, as always, guys. If you don't know and want to follow us on social media at All Elite Podcast on Facebook, at All Elite Pod on Instagram, and at All Elite Pod on Twitter. All links are located down in the description below on YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon right next to it to let you know when we're going to go live. That is very important. We're almost at 800, guys. Share us, get us to 800 subscribers, and get us closer to our goal of 1,000 so I can finally change that damn URL. Oh, it's going to be nice. I'm going to be a happy camper once that day comes. If you also want to take us on the go, what are you going to say before, Tiff?
No, go ahead, because I will say something after you're done with all our plugs.
So, if you guys want to take us on the go, we are available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, and iHeartRadio. Anywhere you get your podcast, we are available to take with you. Make sure you're looking up the No Holds Barred Network or All Elite Podcast, clicking the right podcast and following us on there and giving us a 5-star rating. Anything helps. We also have a t-shirt store if you're interested in some cool looking t-shirts. AEW Tees presented by KayFabe Tees. Our wonderful friends at KayFabe Tees have taken us on and be part of their t-shirt store. We have 7 wonderful t-shirts, 1 generic AEW t-shirts. We have the official mascot Fat Pharaoh. We have Tiffany's list of husbands that grows day by day. We also have a Piss Ant Company t-shirt for that. You guys know all about that. Anyways, all proceeds are donated to Culture City, who are the official sponsors of All Elite Wrestling, with making sensory sensitive rooms at all their events. So all proceeds we make on these t-shirts are all donated to them. whatforapparel.com/AEP. And guys, go check out KayFabeTees.com as well. They are the guys, are people who are hosting our t-shirt store. They also have a cool looking t-shirts on them, are on their store. So as always, a message from their executive vice president, Mr. Beak. Yes. And means that's going to be the end of our review show. What were you going to say, though, Tip, before we end the show?
Well, 2 things, because Daniela said she wants to list the husband shirt. So, but I was joking around saying that, what's it called? That I feel like I need to make a sign or something that when I go to StarCast and I see one of the list of husbands, that I have to like hold up the sign when I take the picture or something. So
you need to make a list of husbands sign and have like some of the names that you know they're going to be at the event, and like when you get them to sign underneath their name, you check mark the person.
Oh yes. Oh, and by the way, like Flip and Marty are I don't know if you saw this. Flip and Marty are going to be in Chicago that weekend.
Oh.
So I'm wondering.
Hmm.
I mean, you know, like they're gonna be at the show. Like they might not be part of the show, but they'll probably be like backstage or something like that. So, so that's one thing. So I was thinking we should announce our guests for July 8th.
July 8th.
Did you forget about our guests for July 8th?
I'm literally like drawing a blank right now.
Oh my lord. Anyway, so guys, me and Kyle are working kind of like on a
sorry.
part. Anyway, I
had a brain fart. It's been a long night.
Great part. I'm going to.
This is what happens when you have the review show right after.
This is why you have a co-host. So anyway, So me and Kyle, we've been trying to reach out and get some other guests on the show, and we're trying to think of another name because we're gonna interview.
Explain that. So we're gonna have a different. Again, I'm gonna explain this a little better. So we're gonna have a different show on the network. That's not All Elite Podcast. There you go. Here's make it easy for you guys. So that show will be interviewing wrestlers that are not also AEW related. Wrestlers that are on the indie scene, that are coming up, that could maybe eventually end up in AEW or elsewhere. It's going to be a separate show entirely on the network, and it's going to be hosted by myself and Tiff, and it's going to be an interview podcast show.
Right. So we already got a guest. Our first guest, which is, I'm actually really excited because he's on the list of husbands. So.
Is that a shocker?
He's on the list of husbands. So his name, if you guys are familiar with him, he is part of House of Glory. This is where Private Party comes from. So his name is Anthony Gangone, and he is the House of Gangone. He's the champion of House of Glory. So he kind of reminds me a little bit of like Seth Rollins a little bit. But I really do feel, and I told Kyle this, like I really do feel like he's going to be huge one of these days. I've been following him for years. I tweet at him, I message him. He is super nice. So he is definitely going to do an interview with us on July 8th. I think we said 3:00.
Yep.
Yeah, we said 3:00 Eastern time. We're going to interview him. And then, I'm going to bring him Skittles. So, cause that's his thing. So, well, I'm excited. So.
I'm excited for that too. So you guys need to know. You're going to know more about who Anthony Gango is and a lot of other indie wrestlers that we can get on for interviewing on that show. So look out for that. We're still thinking of a name for that. It'll be released on the network's Twitter, and we'll share it with our own personal Twitters as well once we finally get the name and get that going. But July 8th, save the date. That'll be our first interview for that, and it'll be live right here also on YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. That's going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you for tuning in live for this awesome review of Fyter Fest right here on the All Elite Podcast. And thank you for downloading the episode as well. If you're listening to us on the go, we do appreciate that as well. So that's going to wrap it up for myself, your self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, your tired host as well, freaking exhausted, joined by my co-host, the Executive Vice President of Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick, Tiffany. And we will see you guys next time for the next episode of the All Elite Podcast.